Hello and welcome back again with another session with Atomica Masterclass Premiere, in which guided surgery made easy and simple. I am Dr. Omar Yasser. I'm the product specialist here at Atomica AI, and today we're back with another simple case and demonstrating the utilization of Atomica software suite in planning and designing surgical guides. So let's get started. Okay, let's take a simple case together. So before taking a simple case, how about we log out again and let me tell you how to sign up into our software and have access to it. So to be able to have access to our software, you need to sign up through our software from here, the sign up button right here on the bottom, or you can connect with your Gmail directly, connecting with Google, and you'll immediately have access to our software. So let me go ahead and sign in pretty quickly. Again, right here. Right there. Okay, so let's open our new simple case. So as you may know, and I always mention that our software supports single DICOM files and multiple DICOM files. And in case your DCM files, there's a tip that I want to mention right now, is if the DCM files is under the file format instead of DCM, you can click on all files right here, and you'll be able to visualize or view the DCM files. Okay, so let's select any of the DCM files for the software to read the scan. So right here, this is the preview of the scan. So this time's full of scattering right here, and we're gonna work on upper left 6. So on the right hand side, as always, this is the patient information. Of course, is anonymized for confidential information, and on the left hand side you can start editing the patient information and the birth date and gender. Of course, the very first step that we need to take to start with is saving a file or a project which is saved under our format called Atom. So once we save that, and we go ahead and tap on adjust DICOM to go to the next step, adjusting our DICOM, in case if it's not in the right orientation, of course. So sometimes the patient can move while taking the scan, or not in the correct orientation right here. So as you can see, let's edit that or adjust that a little bit right here. So it's a little bit, I think it's a little bit tilted. So yes, right here. And let's crop from the top, as we don't need all these scan right here. Maybe that as well, because we're not going to work on the lower arch. I guess we're good to go. So we start planning. Pretty easy as that. So we're going to start by selecting our area of interest. So let's go ahead and go for the upper left molar, first molar. And as you can see, once I selected my concern to, the maxillary curve turns on as long as I'm planing on the maxillary arch. So once I tap on the maxillary curve, it immediately draws the panoramic curve for me, and I can do my adjustments. Of course, sometimes the scattering might let the automation of the panoramic curve generation not to the right step, so we can remove that right here, and by only tapping right there, and as you can see, it's perfectly drawn. Okay, let's go move ahead to the next step, which is importing our model. So we're working on the upper model right here, so we're going to tap on upper. And on a side note as well, that our software supports all the 3D formats, which is the STL, OBJ, and PLY. So once we select the upper, you can see a quick preview of the model right here. Just load the model, and of course it's automatically performing the automatic model matching. Of course, using the power of AI, and let's check how accurate it is. Well, I'm pretty impressed with the, oh, I think I made, okay. Well, I'm pretty impressed. I thought because there's a lot of scattering, it might make it hard for the AI to be able to read or match the model with the scan right here. So I'm pretty satisfied with the results. Amazing. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and add the antagonist. I think we don't need to do any kind of changes on the upper arch. Let's zoom, let's see a quick preview. Select antagonist to relatively match with the upper model. In case if I wanted to check the occlusion right here. Amazing. So I'm gonna go ahead and start planning, but before I plan, let's start adding the virtual crown. So in case you want to know how I zoom into a specific window, I tap on space, simply by tapping on space to maximize the window that you're looking at. So let me hide the lower model right here. And selecting the concerned tooth, and once I select the tooth, as you can see, it'll automatically place the virtual tooth by itself using the power of AI as usual. Okay, so as you can see here, it's automatically placed, but let me make sure how perfectly placed it is. So of course it needs a bit of tweaks to make sure it's in the right position. Let's go in a little bit of rotation from here, I guess. It might look a bit off just because the tooth number 13 is a bit tilted mesially. And the tooth number 15 is tilted mesially as well because of the space. So I guess it's okay right there. Let's go ahead and select our implant for the case. So we have a bunch of implant vendors here that you can select from. So how about we go with a different one this time? How about we go with Aiden? So we're gonna go with YP close fit right here with 4.3 and 10. So obviously this case will need sinus lifting because of the maxillary sinus right here. So I'll use the centric position right here to make sure that I can go around the implant, place it in the correct position as intended. So let's give that a little bit of angulation right here to follow the anatomy of the bone. Check the buccolingual position. Give me also a little bit of angulation to follow the anatomy and have a better emergence through the crown. Right here. Okay. So we wanted to decide whether we're gonna go for internal or external sinus lifting to be able to take the right decision. How about we start and measuring the distance here? Okay, so it's almost 4 millimeters right here. Okay. Most probably might go with internal sinus lifting for that case. Okay, so let's go ahead and add our sleeves to that case. Before that, let's add our abutment and name that as tooth number 14. Perfect. Start out by adding the sleeve. Select kit aiding guided surgery, depth control. Of course, we wanted IPC for the case. Let's check how the sleeve is placed. Let's hide all the unneeded model. Okay. Let me hide the tooth as well. So get the sleeve is in good position. No need to change the position of the sleeve, I think. Or the offset. I think it's perfect. So let's go ahead and extract a report out of this case. And take a look at it right here pretty quickly. So this basically different cross-section screenshots of the case, the planned products, the type of implant I selected, and the dimensions, and of course the product number of it, and of course the abutment and the sleeve dimensions, and whether it supports implant placement control or depth control or not. And last but not least is the drilling protocol required to be able to do the right osteotomy for this plan. Okay, so we can export that into a PDF file in case I wanted to send it to a colleague or to a lab. So once we're done with that case, we make sure it's saved so we can go ahead and start designing our surgical guide. So right now I'm launching the Atomica guide design software, and it will automatically open up the case or the plan that we were just planning together. So right here is the models that we're working on. So of course we don't need the lower model, so let's hide that and let's work on the upper one. Pretty simple as that. To be able to design a surgical guide with very, very few simple steps, all you need to do is to select the model, generate the guide, and you will have a brush in hand, so you can start highlighting where you want your guide to be seated, just like that. Let's start to do modifications. I removed the law right here. Okay, so I'm not going to select from which perspective I want the undercut to be blocked out because it's already automated as well. So the guide type here is T supported, as we're looking to designing teeth supported guide. And these of course are all the parameters that you might need to change depending on the 3D printer you're using. So, but it's actually preset in a default setting, so as well you might not need to change it as well. So let's generate the guide. So once we generate the guide, you have two models generated, the surgical guide and the model with the blocked out undercuts. Of course, to be able to export that into an STL file, all you need to do is to right click on the model right here, the guide teeth, export, and you can either select STL, PLY, or OBJ, all the 3D formats right here, and we can save that totally. That's it. Pretty simple. And of course, on the left-hand side, you can find the mesh mixer tools to edit the mesh in case you're pretty familiar with, or you're a professional to edit the mesh right here. And there's other tools, of course, the cutting tool in case you wanted to make a window. So let's make quickly how to make a window through the surgical guide. For example, apply cropping right here. As you can see, pretty easy to create any window right here. And of course, we can personalize the surgical guide a little bit by adding stamp or labeling to it. So let's name that Atomica, for example. So if you uncheck that engrave button right here, it will emboss the label from the guide, but if you select it, it will be engraved inside the guide. So let's keep it like that. Only. Oh, okay. It says right here it's not watertight, so let me show you again right here. There you go. Simple as that. Well, again, thank you for watching our session, and looking forward for your questions. In case you had any kind of questions, whether it's technical or not, you can email us through support@atomica.ai, or for any other inquiries, you can go ahead and email us through info@atomica.ai. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a nice day.